Hey there, leadership student. One thing I've said a lot, I said this to my son, and I've said it to a lot of people that I think in America are very ignorant in two things, and that is history and economics. And I'm going to share some economic things with you that are simple. Now, don't worry, it isn't a lot of bow tie banker stuff. It's simple economics, simple human behavior type of stuff that I'd like to share with you. And basically what economics is the forces of what people want, demand, and it meeting with the supply, what we can supply, what businesses can supply, what government can supply. So, you may want pizza for dinner. Okay, well, how do pizza restaurants do that and get that to you at such a low price, and how you're able to get that, not wait in line all day, or so just what goes on out there and how it works so well. And they call that supply and demand. So it's how we pass around resources, how we allocate things, what's bought and sold, at what price, who gets what. So, and now, if something is rare, its value tends to be high. That's just how economics works. So if this is why a great baseball player gets paid so much, or why a great brain surgeon gets paid so much, or the president of the United States, or something like that. Somebody's rare, somebody that not everybody can do that job. That takes a certain skill or perseverance or something. And so they're generally paid more. Or you look at a diamond or gold, or those things are rare, hard to get, hard to put together, hard to compress into, however they do it. So these things are rare items, or a painting or something like that. So they end up having more value. And there's such a low supply and such a high demand that the price goes way up for those things. So that's why you want to educate yourself and make yourself have so much more value, so that you have skills and people skills and skills in mechanical things and electronic things and skills in just general education, and just increase your value. So then you'll be paid more. So, and then of course the discipline to show up on time, and the morality of being honest and integrity. And you combine all those things, and you'll be paid more and worth a lot more. So, these are the important. So again, rarity, it tends to be value. Now, let's look at another version of that. If you go into your local store, you can buy a bottle of water for about $1.50 or something. But what is that bottle of water worth if you're in the middle of the desert and you're walking and it's hot and you're starting to see mirages? That you'd gladly pay $50 for that water if that means survival. So because it's so rare out there, the value is high. So that's generally how price is determined, how value is determined. If there's something that's so common, then, vegetables, growing tomatoes, or something like that. Again, it depends what type of tomato, how big, and blah, blah, blah. But, and those are rare or a certain value. But that's what we look for when we determine price. All right, so you're already a little bit ahead of the game now, knowing that. It's an important thing. All right, a second lesson in economics I'd like you to learn is nothing is free. You're going to hear politicians, free college, free healthcare, everything free. Somebody pays for it. You telling me the teacher works for free? They air condition the building for free? The textbooks are free? The guy's just going to write them out of just the goodness of his heart? You tell me all this is free? Negative. Somebody's paying for it. Now, it may be free to you and the taxpayer, which is us, which would be you too, ends up paying for it. Okay? But there's nothing free. All right, so don't let them fool you. Don't let them hornswoggle you into, it's free. They're just bribing you. Vote for me, and I'll give you free stuff. Okay, so that's not, again, maybe you get it free, but somebody else is going to pay for it. And it eventually comes back to you. That somebody else may leave the country and say, the heck with this. I'm tired of paying for it. I'm moving to Canada. Enough of them do. Guess what? Somebody's got to pay that bill of the taxes. So believe me, nothing is free. So you just want to make sure. Sometimes you think that because you grow up with parents and they provide everything and stuff like that. But they work hard every day to get that. They labor and sacrifice to get that. So nothing is free. A third lesson I'd like you to learn: if you pay for something, you value it more. All right, this is another lesson in economics. So if you notice, public housing, public parks, they tend to get trashed. They tend to get graffiti. Statues get graffitied or pulled down. Now some of these riots are going to private property too, but generally people take better care of private property than they do public property. So they take, people return library books late. People, you'll just see it constantly, that things that you get free, you don't value very well. Things that you've had to work for and pay for. Look at your black belt. You've had to work hard for that. Mom and dad have had to pay for lessons. You've had to, instead of playing with your friends, come to class 2-3 times a week and sweat and do push-ups and kicks and punches and work hard. Now we've had fun doing it, hopefully, or at least most of the time. But you've had to work hard and sacrifice to get that. It means something to you. Your body, your spirit, everything is a black belt. It means something. When you've earned it, when you've paid for it, it has a lot of value. All right, when you get it for free, and that's another reason, free college or this and that. If it's free, you may not value it. You may skip class. You may not, I can get it another time. Who cares? If you're paying for it, you'll show up most of the time. So, so that's an important lesson that you want to learn. We just take care of private property better. That's why the government's better off in most cases privatizing things, the forests and things like that, so they don't burn as much, because private companies will take better care. They generally will, because they make a profit. They make money off. There's incentive for them to do it. So these things. Let's kind of review. So I'll just keep you on those 3 lessons. If you get down those 3 lessons, you got a good little foundation. You've got a good little start on it. So remember, rarity, value, that determines price. All right. Not many people can play the guitar like, certain rock stars or country music stars, and that's why they're paid so much. Of course, they work very hard to learn those skills. They sacrifice. While you're playing video games or having fun, they're training and practicing. All right. So they deserve it. So they earn it. And that's why some people are really wealthy and some people aren't, and that's not unfair. That's because some, work really hard. They develop these rare skills and people want to pay them for it. Nobody forces anybody to pay anybody, but people want to see that musician or hear that record or watch that baseball game or see their Sunday hero throw a touchdown. So that's the value. So they get paid well to do that. So the value of something can determine its price. Yes. It's free as long as you don't have to pay for it. No, nothing is free. Somebody somewhere is paid for something. Okay, other than air. Okay, maybe air is free. Other than that, all right. What would have more litter, a highway or somebody's yard? A public park with a trash can overflowing or somebody's yard? Okay, most likely the highway. People will throw things out the window. Don't ever do that, please. And they litter. Disrespectful, very, very disrespectful. Somebody will clean it up. It's free. It's not my yard. Bad behavior, and people take that. But understand that's a principle in economics, that people tend to treat that worse. So that's why we want to get things in the hands of privatized, of certain companies instead of maybe government or something. And what is valued more, cheap and easy or expensive and skillful? So that's our economics. I hope this helps. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.